On this day I headed into this ancient woodland with the aim of capturing a few images that really showed the character of this place. I personally feel I was quite successful in doing that, but feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments section after you've seen the images that I captured. But for now, I really hope you enjoy watching this video. So today I'm out in this really old woodland. It's a really nice place to be. The weather's quite pleasant today. There's no real threat of rain. It's not too bright, it's not too overcast. So it's perfect conditions for me. I'm really pleased with the way the weather's turned out. I found the first image that I'm trying to capture today. It's the scene behind me here. I've got the camera set up. I've got the polarizer on, which is just bringing out some of the colour a little bit. And it's also getting rid of a few bright spots, just helping dull them down a little bit. So I'll go over this side and I'll talk you through what I see in this composition. So my video camera isn't set up at the exact same focal length of the composition I was just capturing, but it's nice to show you the overall area that I've been photographing in. And we've got this nice tree here with this lovely arch in the branch here that's formed, and we've got a broken off branch here as well. It's resting on the forest floor and also against the tree branch itself. Under this archway you may see on the forest floor all these nice raised areas which are forming almost a line as it leads you off into the distance through the composition. Most of these raised areas are covered in moss. They're actually rocks. Then if we move over to the right hand side of the image, hopefully you can see around me here on the floor there's almost like a semicircle of these raised areas which just help keep your eye in the frame and lead you through the image as well. Looking through this actual opening in the tree here, it provides some nice framing and it leads your eye through to some other trees which I've carefully positioned off in the distance in my image, which are the ones around me and just behind me here. So overall I think it works quite nice. It's a really interesting composition and one which really shows the character and age of this woodland. I always like when I feel I've captured an image that shows the character of a place, and I think I've managed to do that here. I'm walking through this woodland and I'm not on any paths, but I've stumbled across this very old broken down wall which has got some nice moss growing on it, and near it is a dead tree. The top has broken off and there's a lot of growth on the tree, moss and so on, and the ground is quite wet. It's almost like a marshland. The reeds are quite long and there's a subtle pathway through them which I suspect has been caused by deer, and I just really like it in the foreground. The foreground in general is really nice with all the shapes and patterns of the reeds, but this little pathway through it just adds to it. And then to the right of this distinctive tree we've got a set of very old trees which show their age, and then to the left of the tree we've got almost like a tunnel through the woodland. So I really like this image. It's quite an interesting area this, and hopefully this image captures the character of it. So behind me here is the final image that I've captured for today. It's a scene that I really like. As soon as I saw it I was drawn to it, and with some work I've got a composition that I like. To the left hand side of my image we've actually got three trees. The large one on the left has got a very nice curve to it. Then we've got a slender tree next to it, and the curve of that tree mirrors the larger one to the left. Then just to the right of that we've actually got one tree which splits into two. It looks like it's two trees but it's only one. One part grows straight up and then the other part grows out to the right. And in that little gap, off in the distance, I've framed a dead tree. The tree is quite light in colour. I think some of the bark has been stripped from it, possibly by deer. And it just leans over at a nice angle and it sits nicely in the gap that I've positioned there. Off to the right of my image I've included this tree here just to anchor the right hand side of the frame. And then on the ground we've got lots of nice rocks, some moss, and there's a broken off branch which points out in the direction of these trees here as well. So it just appeals to my eye. All the patterns, the shapes and curves just sit nicely when I look at the image. I've really enjoyed exploring this woodland today. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I think I've captured a few quite nice images and I'm sure I'll be back. But until next time, thanks so much and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.